Hey, good morning, everybody. John Bergsma here at Lakeside Marine and Power Sports in Mecosta. Hey, this weekend they've got some awesome deals coming. They've got an in-store show. Stay tuned for that a little bit later. We've got some awesome fishing reports, guys. Fishing has been out of sight. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday this week are going to be a little iffy, but we're going to talk right now to you about the Ohio shoreline. Basically from Toledo all the way to the Port Clinton area. We're going to talk about exactly how guys are catching fish. And this is one you want to listen to because I'm telling you what, we're going to have some specific information, some specific colors. Had 2 guys out on the water, actually 3 guys out on the water fishing. One out of Oak Harbor over by that Fenwick Marine area, that little strip of marinas right there over kind of by Davis Bessie and the reefs. Then we had some guys fishing out by the Bass Islands. And of course we had Bay's Edge condominiums and the Mark I charter service. Their guys sent in a really good detailed report as well. So 3 great areas of the Ohio shoreline to pay attention to here this week on Fisherman's Digest. Hey, let's get right into it. Let's start closest to Toledo and work our way over to the Kelly Island area. We start with Oak Harbor. So the area around the marinas and the reef structure from basically Oak Harbor all the way out kind of towards West Sister. Lee Gould, he was out for 5 days literally fishing. Good for you, Lee. He gave us a detailed report. So to kind of jam everything Lee did into one short report, he identified the best water out there in that reef structure as from about 25 to about 28 feet of water. He said that seemed to be the strip of water, the depth, where there was the most highest concentrations of pods of fish. Now, he said, don't worry when you're going out there fishing about finding fish. You couldn't troll very long in a good depth, let's say 25 to 30 feet, make it a little wider. You couldn't troll in that area for very long without encountering some nice pods of fish. He said there is tons of fish in the system, and they are very, very willing if you get the right bite conditions. So obviously Monday and Tuesday, really windy, but Wednesday and Thursday and Friday are looking awesome, guys, for weather out there. Very light winds on Wednesday and Thursday. So those should be 2 great days to get out there and get out on the big water. So Lee tells me that he was catching them 2 different ways, basically. He had a spread of reapers, the deep reapers on one side. He said he felt that bait did catch the most fish. He also ran the other side, a spread of bandits. On the reapers, the blue mamba was the best bite color, followed by some WNC Customs. Disco has been a very good color, Trifecta, and John Deere. Also, there was a solid purple one, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of it, but it's got chartreuse dots all over it. It's solid purple with chartreuse dots. That's also on the WNC website. You can order that one in. He said he did well on that bait as well. The leads for the reapers on his reaper side of the boat were from 45 out to 60 out. That seemed to be the best leads. His speeds under really nice conditions were 1.9 to 2. Now, understand we've got some cold weather on Monday and Tuesday, and so that means the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday bite, you might need to drop those speeds back just a little bit because the conditions have cooled down a little bit. He was coming on the backside of 7 very warm days in a row. So my personal opinion is you might want to start at like 1.7. You got water temperatures hovering right around in the 50-degree mark in that area of Lake Erie. And so whether they drop at all because of these couple of cold nights, they probably will drop a couple degrees with some big wind and some mixing water. You're probably going to go there on Wednesday and encounter upper 40s. To me, upper 40s is 1.6 to 1.8, somewhere in that speed zone. So I'd start there and then let the fish talk to you. But as the weather improves, don't be afraid to bump up closer to 2 miles an hour again to get the bites. On the bandit side of the boat, you can also run dead-eye minnows. I know Mark over from the Bay's Edge and his whole group of charters at Mark I's runs nothing but dead-eye minnows. They've been doing great on it. I've been doing great on it as well. So The deadeye sets would be more in that 50 to 65 back, whether you're running bandits or deadeyes. You know, I personally lean towards the deadeye over the bandit just because the fish haven't seen or heard that particular wobble and that shake. That is a much different rattle in that deadeye minnow as far as the sound and the tone is concerned, and that seems to catch a lot of fish, especially in the dirty water, which you're going to encounter after a couple of days of blow. So whether you're running reapers or whether you're running deadeyes or bandits, looks like the fish are in that upper 17 foot of the water column from maybe 8 down to 16 down. That is very traditional. So you know, I tournament fished for 18 years on Lake Erie in the spring. If you're fishing between 10 and 18 down, you are very likely going to have very good success if you're in or around fish. So Oak Harbor, that's the Oak Harbor report. We'll take a quick break here. We'll come back and we're going to talk the Bass Islands to you from Matt Lieben from Slow Trollin', who had a real unique way of catching those fish, and of course Mark I Charter's Bay's Edge Resort coming up next. Let's start off with a real unique one. So Captain Matt Lieben from Slow Trollin' sent in an awesome report. Now, he was banging them as well on reapers when he was trolling, but he didn't troll the whole time. So we'll quick mention that he was running his reapers back over by Northwest Reef. Now, those of you who know geography there in the Port Clinton area, that's right to the west side of North Bass Island. That's a real good spawning reef. So you got South Bass, Middle Bass, North Bass, and Northwest Reef is right to the west side of North Bass Island. And a lot of fish will spawn in and around Rattlesnake Island and also on Northwest Reef. So that's a really good area to catch fish that are bottom orientated. And that's exactly what Matt did. Rather than troll all day, which he did troll some and got some nice fish, he went and was casting the Walleye Nation Creation Rip and Glides. Those Rip and Glides were really, really effective. And what Matt likes to do is just to do different stuff sometimes. A lot of his customers don't just want to troll around aimlessly. They want to be engaged and be in, you know, and know what's going on. I'm going to quick pull up these colors that Matt sent me so that I can help you guys out. So on the Rip and Glides, the best colors that he was throwing was the 2.5 inch or the 3 inch Rip and Glide. Again, a Walleye Nation Creation, kind of a glide bait similar to a jigging wrap, okay? The good thing about the Rip and Glide is the tails don't fall off, the fins don't fall off all the time, which, as you know, if you've thrown the competitors' baits, that happens all the time. So the colors for that, guys, was Pink Tiger, so that's a Domka Outdoors exclusive, Pink Tiger. The other one he said was really good was Motorboatin'. That's Motorboatin', and what that is kind of a Wonder Breadish purple with a black head and tail. Very, very good color. He also sent me another list of colors that was working really good for him, and that was by Viper Tackle, and that was the Rip and Glide. That was it looks just like, kind of like a, how do I put it? It's called Hot Ride. Viper Tackle's Hot Ride and Viper Tackle's Flashback. Those two were really good. And then in standard colors, the Bumblebee, the Glow Wonder Bread, or the Metal Perch. Those in the 2.5 to 3s were really good. Guys, if you haven't been throwing Rip and Glides are awesome because you get up, like on Northwest Reef, you get up, those fish are up there spawning, you just hang right off the edge of it. You cast them up there, you let them sink to the bottom, and you're just really just giving them a good pull once, and then you're much less of a pull. You don't sit there and rip it the whole time. You rip it once to come off the bottom, then you let it settle to the bottom. The second it hits bottom, you just pull it a little bit, and you're kind of stair-step hopping that Rip and Glide down the structure, and the fish smash it. I'm telling you what, there is no question. If you use the right setup for your rod, is I use a 7-foot medium fast action rod, something with some backbone, but with a little bit of a tip to it. I usually run 15-pound Contra, which is a braid by Strike King, to a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader. And I usually have maybe 18 inches to a couple of foot a leader. I don't go crazy with the leader, just enough to give you some separation from the end of your line to the bait. And then that's the whole setup. And I'm telling you what, if you use that braid on your main line with a short fluoro leader, you'll feel that tick right in the middle of your hand when those fish hit. There's no question. They either hit it on the fall and you feel that tick, or when they're on the bottom, they'll come and they'll pin it right to the bottom. So when you go to lift it again, they'll already be there. And the lift mechanism that for jigging will hook them and you'll have them on. But rip and gliding fish in and around structure works. It's a year-round presentation and it's working really good right now. If you like to jig, try rip and gliding. Now, from Mark, straight from the Bay's Edge, folks, and I'll get my phone out because he gave a very detailed report, guys. Shannon, thank you very much for this great report. I'm gonna pull it up for you because there's definitely some different areas. So they're fishing all around the reefs. We talked about that as well. The Loot just had their tournament right there out of Bay's Edge. It was a jigging only tournament. That went great, 60 some odd teams. A lot of fun, guys. If you're looking for a fun early season tournament and you're not necessarily into trolling, the Lake Erie Walleye Tour has a Bay's Edge tournament, first one out of the box every year, and it's a jigging only tournament. That was a great success, 67 boats it looks like. The trollers are doing well. Deadeye crankbaits, 40 to 80 back, unassisted, trolling 1.5 to 1.8. Now they're doing well northwest of Kelly's Island and north of Decan. All right, northwest of Kelly's Island. So Kelly's Island's off to the east of the Bass Islands. North and west of it, that again is very traditional towards Middle Island. Back in the tournament days between South Bass and Middle Island and Kelly's Island, that was kind of referred to affectionately as the abyss because it was just this great big expanse of water. But I'm telling you what, you get the fish that spawned on the Chick Reefs up in Canada that flow through that area. You get the fish from the Northwest Reef on North Bass that flow through that area. And of course you get the fish that fish on the major reef structures out in the Western Basin that will then slowly migrate to the east as they make their normal trek. So for the next 2 months, that big wide open area on the north and the south passage of Kelly's Island, tons of fish are gonna funnel through there. And if you're looking for an awesome time on the water, of course, Bay's Edge is the place to stay in Port Clinton, but the Mark I charter service also has multiple boats fishing. All their guys are super. Let's see if they say anything else about it. Well, the weather's beautiful. Just pay attention to speed when it comes to water temperature. That's a great point. We talked about that earlier. On those beautiful days when the water's warming, you might need to bump up that speed 1.8, 1.9, 2.0, even with water temperatures in the low 50s, as these fish seem to be just really active on those sunny days. Again, putting those deadeyes 40 to 80 back. Now, 40 to 80 back on a deadeye, they're gonna run pretty similar to a bandit, but I know Deadeye has sent in their example baits to Precision Trolling, so you guys should have a Precision Trolling exact number back from Mark Romanak and the folks up at Precision on the Deadeyes and where they run. But again, if you're looking for some awesome baits, on one side a set of Reapers, on another side a set of Deadeyes, let the fish talk to you. Get out there on Ohio waters of Lake Erie, enjoy it. The fishing's fantastic, and on Thursday, we're going to bring you an updated Detroit River report, as well as a report coming to you from Monroe area, and we'll probably talk about Saginaw Bay as well on Thursday's report. We'll see you then. So hey guys, thanks for, I know I talked a lot today, I apologize, but there are so many different things going on in those Ohio waters. Today behind me, we're in the showroom here at Lakeside Marine and Power Sports, Mecosta, Michigan. This Saturday, they've got a massive sale. I mean, if you're looking for a deal on boats, they're dealing on boats this Saturday here at Lakeside Marine and Mecosta, and also Nelson's over in Greenville. Now, here they've got a handful of 2022 models at blowout pricing. They've got awesome prices on their 2023 models. They've also got an awesome selection, whether it's pontoon boats by Angler Quest or Manitou or Sea-Doo, whether you want a skeeter fishing boat or a fishing boat by Starcraft. They've got just a great selection of those boats in stock right now as well. They've got all the sales reps here to talk to you, to get you in the best boat at the best price. Awesome financing opportunities as well this weekend only. So get down here to Lakeside Marine in Mecosta or Nelson's up in Greenville and make your best deal on the boat you need for this summer, and they'll put you in it and they'll have it rigged and ready to go for walleye opener. Hey, we'll see you here at Nelson's or Lakeside this weekend to get the best deal on the pontoon or fishing boat you've been looking for.
Summer's coming, and so is the Spring Spectacular one-day Spring Open House Sale event at Lakeside Motorsports and Nelson's Beach Shop. It's coming Saturday, April 22nd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Inventory is back better than ever. One-day savings on new side-by-sides, ATVs, boats, and over 100 motorcycles in stock. Get huge discounts on parts and accessories. It's our biggest one-day sale of 2023. The Spring Spectacular one-day Spring Open House Sale event coming to Lakeside Motorsports, Mecosta, and Nelson's Beach Shop in Greenville. Come get your summer fun.